Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to basically also take you through what's happened in the last year with me, just the struggle I've been going through in the last year, and hopefully you guys can relate to it. And let me know in the comment section what you think, what are your struggles. But yeah, let's go through it. So let's rewind a year from now. We just basically went into this worldwide spread of this pandemic of COVID-19, and unbeknownst to all of us, we did not know what to expect. It was just kind of like out the random, and we're like, oh my goodness, what is going on? So as we know, we all had to go into lockdown procedures where we had to spend most of our time indoors. I was working in a gym at the time for a private company, and I was working there for about 3.5 years, and I absolutely loved it. Me and my co-workers, we built the gym, especially the gym I was working at. We built the gym up, the ground all the way up, and we worked our asses off, all behind the scenes stuff to create a community where everyone loves each other and everyone respects each other. It was just awesome to actually look back on that and see what we did. It was awesome. When we were working in the gym, the whole pandemic hit, and then obviously we can no longer work in the gym because we have to work from home. So that meant a cut in our salaries. Now in the UK we had a furlough system. So the furlough system basically means the government will fund the company so that the company can pay 80% of their employees' wages. That was quite confident, and that was kind of like, okay, we'll be fine, if we're not working. So anyway, we stopped work and then we went home to do our thing. Now I didn't have any form of communication or anything, and I was kind of wondering like what's going on here. And then all of a sudden, out of the random, I had to go out of my way to explain, am I getting any of this furlough? And then I was told that no, you can't get it because you are self-employed underneath the company. It's like, okay, fair enough. So I thought, okay, because I'm self-employed, I need to go speak to the government and apply on behalf of myself. So that's exactly what I did, went and applied for it, and then was told and rejected from that to say, you are self-employed under another company name, and the company pays you wages, so therefore they have to claim for you because they're paying your salary. Went back to them, and I was liaising with one of these guys that had like a big power trip. He had some ego, and basically the communication was very broken, and every time I asked him what's going on, he just kept not giving the direct answer. And then after all that non-broken communication, came down to say, sorry, we can't do anything for you. And I was just kind of like, okay, well, what do you mean you can't do anything for me? Long story short, I found out that a lot of the other employees in the company, there were selected few that got chosen, to have this furlough system to keep their money and that. But now the thing is, I was still working for the company, and I was still following through with, training and coaching, all that from my home. And then I was told that you have to do more work for us. But we're not going to pay you. Don't worry, we are not going to pay you. Which is crazy to think that. I went back to them and I just said, like, look, this is kind of scary because we don't know how long this is going to last for. People are saying 6 months, 12 months, and now you're telling me I have to only live off, 40% of my salary, knowing that it's going to end because programs end. Anyway, the response I got back then was, sorry, we don't have the budget to pay everyone because of the tough times we are in. Now, when I heard that, that was a bit of a slap in the face, because I spent 3.5 years working my ass off, doing all the behind the scenes work just to make this company grow. I was fully invested into the company. I was fully, I was a company man. I wanted the best for everybody, not just myself, but just for everybody. And then I get the slap in the face just to say, sorry, we can't do anything for you. But the worst thing out of it all, a couple of weeks, call it about a month later, I find out that this same company has gone and taken out a major PPE contract. That costs a lot of money. Then on top of it, they decided they want to, refurbish all their gyms. So they basically bought all new gym equipment. We all know gym equipment is very, very expensive. So they went and did all that as well. And then on top of that, they were hiring all new staff members for new roles that are higher paying salaries and all that type of stuff. So here's someone telling me that, has been there 3+ years, working their ass off to make the company thousands of pounds, and then all of a sudden I get this slap in the face and they tell me that they can't afford to give me any form of support or anything, but yet I must work more. So anyway, there was a big hoo-ha on that, and I decided to leave. So I left and I thought, you know what, I'm going to just go on my own mission. I'm going to do the right thing, start my own thing, and just go on with it from there. Now, obviously, going on my own, like, you start from the beginnings. Running your own business when you don't know how to run your own business, especially when it's online, because, no one teaches you that. So I had to invest in a coach that would help me to do this all online. So I looked for a coach, did all my research, boom, 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 got on the phone call with him, and he basically, sold me that dream, as they always do. And I started it. It obviously cost an absolute fortune. And when I was in their whole program, they did this and promised me this and that. And then basically they just send you a load of videos and say, watch these videos. Here's a script on how to speak to people and get on with it. And I'm like, but I'm paying you all this money to show me how to run a business. You said to me you're gonna help me find people, get people going, because that's all it is. All businesses need a startup, just need a little bit of support in the beginning to gain some momentum, and then from there we can go. So this was a complete freaking waste of money galore, but hey, I take ownership for that. That's just the lesson that I had to learn. But anyway, they hit me. Straight after that, obviously I went and started doing my own thing and kind of trying to run my own online business, unbeknownst on how to do it. So I just created everything myself, all the content, all the websites, all that type of stuff, just trying to figure out as I go along. And then all of a sudden this scam thing happened, which I mentioned in my last video. And this scam thing hit me pretty hard. That was a bit of a shock. So I actually believed in it. And I pretty much lost all my savings that I worked for and all my money that I was going to use, because I also had a goal of just opening up my own gym as well. That was what I was saving for, to go and open up my own gym just to start. And obviously the COVID pandemic started, and then that kind of slipped away. So all those savings was like, okay, I need to invest it into the online business. And then I got scammed, and that, I lost all that savings from there. So now I have no money to invest in the business. And I'm thinking, what the hell? And that absolutely broke me completely. And then just not so long down the line, my car breaks down as well. So therefore I don't have a car, and I don't have money to do the car. Then because the finances are bad, I fall behind on my tax being self-employed. It was a never ending cycle of just shit hitting the fan. And then it was the sense of being lonely, because I was at home the whole time and you weren't allowed to go out or anything like that. But for me, it's very hard to vent and get it off my chest. So here I am bottling up all this pressure, and then when you get into that dark cycle where everything is kind of hit you from left, right and center, and you just think, I don't know how I'm going to survive, I don't know how I'm going to do this, then you start thinking the bad thoughts, and the bad thoughts of like the past, which is where you don't want to go. For me, it was thinking about the times when people bullied me at school, said nasty things about my parents and my mom, and nasty things about me, and threatened me, and the things that I went through with all my sporting activities and that, and how I had coaches verbally abuse me so badly. All these dark thoughts start coming to hand, and then it's the small things like, I don't have any friends anymore, no one wants to speak to me, but I don't want to speak to anyone, I'm tired, I've got no passion, I'm not motivated, I'm useless, I don't look good, my eating's gone really bad, so now I'm putting on weight, I look even worse, I'm a personal trainer and a nutritionist, I'm supposed to look the part. All these things start playing, the hygiene goes, all these things start creeping in, and then it just hit, boom. Like I expressed in my last video, it just came to that point of where I had given up. For the first time in my life, I had actually accepted the defeat, because I did not know what the hell to do. Now, I always have a solution, and I always believe that there's a solution to everything. You can always fix something. When I was in that dark hole, that was it. It was no longer, like I said, that life is kind of like, why am I living anymore if all this stuff is happening to me, and people just manipulate you and take what's yours, and you feel like the weight's on your shoulder. It was super tough. It was super tough to go through all that, and hence, like I said in my last video, I sought help. I had to seek help, and that was the biggest step for me, because I don't know how to ask for help. I'm always the person helping people. So asking for help is just, it is freaking tough. And I know you guys can relate out there. To ask for help is a tough thing, because you don't want to come across as, you know, the person who's weak, and the person who's vulnerable, and the person who is too shy. And you know, you've got this perception on your social media that you live in a happy lifestyle, but meanwhile deep down inside there is struggles and demons that have haunted you, and things that have happened in the past that keep coming back. Because I know, like for me, I have things in my past that just keep coming back. When all these big struggles obviously accumulate, that's when the past comes, and we need to obviously find a way of trying to forget the past. And a lot of people would say, just leave it, the past, but you know what, it's not that easy. It is so tough. It's so tough to forget, you know, damage that has been done. For me, the way I can move on is I need some form of closure, speaking out, you know, speaking out how I feel. And that I've been brought up in a way that, you know, you have to respect everyone that's older than you. You have to respect anyone that's in a higher position than you. Do as you're told, not as what you do, all these type of things. So you're constantly having to live your life based on someone else's terms. And I've finally realized that, you know, you can't always do that. You know, there has to be that mutual respect between two parties. When people come to me, I'm super confident because I know they want help, and I know I've been there, and I know I can 100% help them because I've had the experience, and I've helped so many people already, so I'm confident in that. But then for me, it's like, but I can't go to someone and you know, go for help. My emotional pain needs to be heard, and it needs to be cured. Just like your emotional pain needs to be heard, it needs to be cured. Now, don't be afraid to reach out, don't be afraid to talk. You can see that, you know, I'm talking about things slowly, about what's happened in my life and what I've kind of gone through. I know for some people it's a lot more horrific and it's a lot more tougher, and I get that, but we all got our own levels of struggles that, you know, where anxiety is a lot higher, and it feels very overwhelming, and the pain feels very, very deep. But what I want to say to you guys is that don't be afraid to reach out, don't be afraid to communicate, don't ever. And if you feel you cannot reach out, and if you feel you cannot communicate to someone who is going to listen, use this YouTube channel, use my pages, use my Facebook to express how you feel, because you know you will never be judged on what you say, ever. And if you are someone who's looking, you know, if you want to come out and do something as brave as what I did, let me know when we can set it up, and I'm more than happy to help you, because we need that closure, we need to be heard. Drop us a like for, you know, raising mental health awareness. It will be really appreciated. Also subscribe to my channel, as you can follow along with my stories and my struggles. And obviously I am going to still be promoting health and nutrition, because that is what I do and that is what I believe in. So definitely stick around, definitely follow, and your support and your love is very appreciated. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. See you in the next video.